Kimmie from Radio 106 podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm out here in Killeen, Texas. And we're at the BFW 9191 location of Zephyr Road. I'm sitting here with my guy, that DJ Too Real, Too Infamous Radio. Do you see what this is? We got merch in her.
Too Real Radio.
Too Infamous, Too Real Radio.
What's up?
So what we're gonna do is get into some information about him, just really where he comes from, where his background comes from, as well as what he has in store for the next year. How you doing?
My friend, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. Capricorn.
Yeah. They don't know.
They don't know. Now you do. Cool. What's up?
Hey,
How you doing?
bad man. So, tell everyone how long you've been in the music and what inspired you.
Well, I've been in music really since the 90s. 94, 95, 96, those late 90s, I was rapping actually. And got on the radio, did my thing on the Z, on Talent Tuesdays with Michael McGuire, David Jordan. Shout out to the boys. And they put me on, and then situations that happened, some circumstances that happened, and that kind of set me back. So it's like I had to do some time, just keep it real. Came home, finished my parole, and I said, let me try this again. But I didn't know it was gonna be this, because on the cool, I was finna get back to rapping. And but owning a radio station was something that I always wanted, but didn't know how to go about it, didn't know how to do it. So in 2017, I'm gonna give props where it's due. I hooked up with a digital radio station out here called K254 Radio, and things transpired, things were good, and then eventually, I'm just gonna say it like that, eventually I decided to give myself a shot. At first, when I tried to put everything together, I really wanted to still do the music, because back then, I needed an outlet. So building a radio for me would have been perfect for my outlet, for me to go back and redo the music that I've been trying to do. But everything didn't fall that way. Your chips don't fall always like you expect it to be. So when I built the radio, I tried to get some cats to, help me put this together, and all this and that. And, as everything goes, you get turned down. Your vision ain't the same vision as theirs. They don't see what you see. And even got questioned, man, this ain't no real job, and you need to be doing this, and you need to be doing that. I heard everything under the sun. So I decided to give myself a shot.
Right.
I said, once I turn 40, I needed a plan before I'm 45. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. It was originally gonna be driving trucks, and then I was gonna go in real estate. But when I hooked up with the radio station, and it's like, hold up, man, this is 20 years ago, and now it's like, I'm back, and I'm a child that grew up with instruments when we stayed in Germany, I had a room full of instruments. So music has always been in me, and I decided to give myself one more shot. I just didn't know it was gonna be this. So I went after it. 2017 to 2019, it was rough. I couldn't get no supporters, criticisms, you name it. You know what I'm saying? And couldn't find no DJs, so I had to become my own DJ. So I started working. Sometimes your mistakes help you. And next thing you know, I shut down in 2019. I shut down December. And I was monitoring the COVID. I was seeing how everything was going. In February 22nd of 2020, everything shut down. When they shut down, I cut it back on. And when I cut it back on this time, things changed. It's like everybody's sitting down at home, you know what I'm saying? And that gave me a shot. You know, I had to get away from the media scrutiny like back then everybody was putting their DJ boards and going live and all this and that. But I decided not to do it. I felt like my hyperlink was the best thing to get out there because, you know, Facebook shuts you down, you know. And I said, you know what, I'm not gonna go through that kamikaze shit. So what I did was I just posted my link every weekend and I had 2 years of mixes saved up, not thinking about it. And I used that and I caught 1K in 7 months and that told me that's where I need to go. So still got a little bit more scrutiny. It wasn't taken serious. You know, you have people, you know, social media these days, people feel like you gotta get inside their shoes or be inside their mind or listen to what they listen to, and you don't. Just be yourself. That's what I had to tell myself. Don't worry about this, don't worry about that, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. Let your actions speak. But it's scary because you don't know the outcome later on down the line. You know, and there were times where I wanted to quit. There was plenty times. I wanted to just give up and say, man, this ain't working. But then after that then it came 1.1 and 1.2 and 1.3s and 1.4s, and I said, okay, this is what I need to be. So from there, I got up to about 2.9 right now, without paid sponsorships.
Right.
You know, just without paid sponsorships, doing the work myself, grinding it myself, posting it in groups everywhere, you know, that allow me to do it until they kick me out their group. Right. But I'm hoping I caught a fan. That's all, you know, it's about you. It starts with you. Your promotion starts with you. A lot of people think that, you know, paid sponsorship does get you out there, but at the end of the day, it still takes you. Because you're only going to be able to pay for that paid sponsorship for so long. Yeah. And then sitting back and looking for the results when you can produce the results of your actions yourself. So I said, why pay for it right now when I can just do it myself? And that's what I've been doing until I get a bigger enough audience. And then when you pay for your sponsorship, everything else is just going to take off the way it's supposed to. So everything that I learned was a step, was a process. You know, I've never been through it before. I never experienced, you know, a manifestation of a thought into reality is scary. You know, go ahead.
Understanding manifestation and actually seeing what it is that you prayed, life is mind-blowing. It's an experience. It really is scary.
It is.
One way or the other, niggas good or bad.
Right.
Taking advantage of being able to use your mind to produce what it is that you want can be overwhelming.
Yeah, it is because one side of you, okay, you got one side that wants to do good for yourself, and you got one side that wants to do things for others. In the 90s, when we were rapping, to get on an outlet, we jumped on it. You know, but today, it's a different society. It's more judgmental now
Yeah.
than it is to actually say, you know what, let me give that brother a chance, or let me give that brother a shot. You know, I get more scrutiny. I mean, this is real shit. I get more scrutiny from my own kind than it is if I told, you know, somebody white or somebody Asian or somebody Hispanic, hey man, I do a radio, man, check this out. And they be smiling, you know, they're proud. Oh man, that's cool. But, you know, when I do black folks, it's like, it's a shame I gotta get to the point like, how they gonna react? How they gonna react if I pass them a card or tell them I do rap? Because these days, when you tell people they do rap, first thing they think about is what's on that radio. And if you don't like what's on that radio, 9 times out of 10, well, you might not like me either. And that's not true. You know, what I try to do is I try to go outside the box. That's why I don't listen to public radio. I don't have a Pandora. I never had a Dat Piff. I never had a Spotify. I never had a SoundCloud. I do everything from scratch. Yeah, I got YouTube, but that's about it. Everything is from scratch. Everything is picked from scratch. Every song gets a minute and 15 before I decide to mix it. Right. Because, you know, there's songs today, they'll start like this, they'll start like that, and then they'll fuck up and then they'll change the rhythm. And I got to deal with that. But a lot of people don't know, you know, what takes me probably a week or 2 weeks to make takes them 30 minutes to listen. But they don't see the work behind it. They can only hear it, but they don't know everything that's behind it and how you put it together, how you engineered it, you know, or they want to have a comparison where you got to sound like this and you got to sound like that. You know, prime example is, you know, I'm in Texas. You know, I grew up in Texas. I'm originally from Florida. Heart of Florida. What's up, baby? The muck. And out here, you know, we in schoolboy. You know, so the style here to them of a DJ is chop or chop, chop. And chop this and chop that. I mean, you know, chop or slow it down or screw or whatever, you know. And it's a lot of people that do that here. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to play that shit that I grew up to, but play it at a regular. And at the same time, it allowed people to hear different music from the 90s. And I'm real selective about today's music. But, you know, sometimes I'll mix the old with the new. Sometimes I mix the new with the old. Sometimes I do new. Sometimes I do old. Sometimes I do both. Because to me, music is music. You know, it don't got to be, well, this got to be like this in order for this to be. No, I broke the mold. You know, make and create my own formula, my own style. You know, I keep the pace. I don't switch it up. It's explicit, but it's real. Really real. But you know, just bringing some good music. I just got tired of hearing the same bullshit. You know, I just got tired of hearing the same thing, the same songs. You know, there's more to DJing than just chopped and screwed. It's more to DJing than just those things that people want to personalize you on to be, you know. And the goal was to kill the scrutiny.
Right. So would you be open to public performance?
Sure. Okay. I do public performance. What I do is when I do bring out, you know, those things, I bring out my boards, I bring out my speakers, I bring out a 43-inch monitor, you know, that displays the logo. And if I'm at a party or a venue or whatever, then, you know, the people are going to be seen on that logo. You know, they can take pictures with it or whatever. It's really just to bring a new energy, bring a new vibe to people, and really have a good time and really enjoy some really good music. You know, whether it be new, whether it be old, like right now, I have my Sunday show going. It'll probably be shut off by the time we're done. You know, but it's still going. I mean, just try to provide some good music, man. You know, hopefully pretty soon, you know, some good commentary. I'm probably the only DJ that never talks.
Well, I mean, I doubt that strongly. So
Right.
would you be interested if, let's say, it was an artist that came up to you and told you that they needed a mix? Would you, or they want you to host a mixtape? Would you?
Sure. I do a mixtape for them. Only thing is, they gotta be serious. I mean, I dealt with a lot of cats, you know, who just wanna. If you're really serious, I can put you out there. But if you just want to be heard, you can hear that in your car. Because you just want to be heard. Remember, it takes you to put you out there. And it takes me to put you out there. So if I put out your mixtape, my only expectation is for you, not for me to just promote you, but for you to also to promote yourself. Because it takes two in order to make one thing work. It takes two in order to make one thing work. If one person's working and the other person's working, it's just a waste of time. And it tells me that you don't take your craft as seriously as I do. Because when I put you out there and I mix you, bro, I'm putting you out there. You get heard every weekend, in which I'm finna get ready to go 24/7 within the next few months. And it's not about, a lot of people think that, you know, well, you gotta have all these shares and you need all this in order to get out there. No, you don't. You need consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency puts you out there. Consistency puts you out there.
People, fellow creators, guys, a lot of times we have no idea the amount of talent that we either have and or the people that we're connected to that are willing to work with us as much as we're willing to work for ourselves.
True.
So it's important to be very consistent and maintain your relationships. So with that being said, we're going to get ready to take us a break, and we're going to have a song that Mr. Too Infamous, Too Real is going to be able to present to us. So it's going to be just a bit.